From the day one session, we have started about introduction to CCNA and Cisco certification tracks. The network fundamentals we have started. In network fundamentals, what is network, networking, internetworking, and types of networks, and roles and responsibility of network engineer, the basic roles and responsibilities, and basic requirements to form a network in that. So we clearly discussed about an IC and its importance and its functions and the types, NIC types, the MAC address also, and later on media. So media and media types and twisted pair cable, straight cable, cross cables, RJ45 categories. So we clearly discussed about media also and networking devices. So networking devices and its functions, like basic function of switch, like why switch is required and where we use switch. So switch is a hardware device which centralize communication connectivity by using wide devices. And wireless access point is also a hardware device which centralizes the communication by using wired and wireless both. A router is also a hardware device which enables communication between two or more different logical networks. And finally, firewall is also a device which control unauthorized traffic. So these things we have discussed in networking devices. The basic network diagram in the real time, how the devices are connected and how to connect it to switch to PC, switch to switch, switch to access point, and switch to router, and router to firewall. The network diagram has shown it clearly. And logical address, we discuss a lot of logics in IPv4 and IPv6. Both is being covered in private IP address and public IP address. So the good logics we discussed in IPv4. So these are all the points we have been covered, right? So do you have any doubts regarding this? These are all the topics in the previous what we have discussed till now. Anyone, do you have any doubts? Is it clear for everyone? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So next point is now, let me continue with protocols. So protocol is also important point to form a network. So the main concept is what we're discussing now. Basic requirements to form a network. So what are the components we require to form a network is an IC, is interface, media for transmission of data, networking devices to centralize the connectivities, and logical address to identification purpose. It can be IPv4, it can be IPv6, and protocols also required. So what is a protocol and why? What is the importance of protocol is? So let me start with a very basic example, guys. So everyone, you understand your live examples. This is a computer. This is your PC or it's a mobile phone, whatever. You understand like a smartphone because of you are very familiar and very daily usage you're using, right? Pradeep, can you hear me, Pradeep?
Yes, Bolo, I'm here.
Yeah. Are you from where, Pradeep?
Sorry?
Are you from where? Are you in Hyderabad?
Yeah, I'm in Hyderabad only.
Okay. So Mr. Pradeep from Hyderabad. Anand, can you hear me, Anand? Hello, Anand.
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Yeah, Anand from you. Are you from where?
I am from Hyderabad.
Okay, you are from Hyderabad, Mr. Anand. Yeah, all of you listen carefully now. The basic example, which is very, very important, I hear. So here are the two persons. So Pradeep and Anand, here both are in Hyderabad only. By using internet. So by using a internet, like maybe both are in same area, same location. So, but they don't know each other, right? Okay. So now, Pradeep, you have internet connectivity. So how you can get internet connectivity from you are connected to your local service provider, and even Anand also they are connected with a local service provider. Your device can be any device, is a laptop or is a mobile phone, whatever. And finally, all service providers are connected to internet. Now, from Pradeep, your phone, mobile phone to Anand mobile phone, to send a hi, like some message, you want to share some file, how much time will take?
Instant.
Instant, one
Yeah.
second.
Just 1 second, just one click.
Yes.
So within a 1 second, so you can share your data, like you are communicating with Anand. I'm asking to everyone here what you need to understand means, like here in Pradeep mobile phone, you are just sending a hi, hello, how are you, Anand? Some message, some. So once if you click here, so data is going to Anand mobile phone within a second, right? But the main point is in between, from your source device to destination device, in between, how many equipments is available? So software is involved, applications are involved, any devices are involved, like what type of device are involved, what type of softwares are involved, what type of applications involved, like that we don't know actually. Generally we don't know, right? So what we know, if you have internet around the globally, like we can communicate with anyone, we can share within a seconds, we can share the data. So that we know. Like we know how to use internet, but we don't know how internet is working. So we know how to send a file, like we know how to send a mail, like we know how to download a file. So we know how to upload a file, but how the files is moving, how the mails is sending, the back end process we don't know, right? So how exactly data is being transporting from one device to another device? So one device in Hyderabad, like one more device also in Hyderabad, but how the data is moving to another device? So one device in Hyderabad, one device in the US, like how the data is moving in between, how many equipment is there, what type of a product, what type of components, and what type of software is available. So that is the main point is data delivery mechanism. How data communication has been happening. Yes, of course. Now we are all are connected to Cisco WebEx server, right? So my device is connected to Cisco WebEx. Your devices are connected to all everyone connected to Cisco WebEx. So we are communicating now. But the backend process is very important. So because of we are going to become a network engineers, so as a network engineer, we need to understand the packet. So you understand the data packet, how the data packet is moving from one machine to another machine. In between, in the what is the format is moving. Is all the things is very important to understand to become a good network engineer. So all of you are getting my point, what exactly I'm explaining here. So what is my question is asking here? You catch my point? Right, Kamal. So how data transportation has been happening means based upon protocol. So we know protocol means set of rules, right? So protocol is nothing but a computer language. So the language is required, like Pradeep mobile phone and Anand mobile phone, both are communicating because of when you send a say hi, hello. So the device have to be understand. A required one language. The required one some proper protocol, standard protocol is required. The language is required. So that protocols is being initially developed by the companies. Says computers has been developed by initial days. I'm talking about long back, initial days. Apple company has been developed Apple devices, right? So this is also Apple device. For example, like Anand using Apple device. And even Pradeep also had to be use Apple device. Then you connect to your local service provider, you connect to your local service provider through internet. Now only both users, both source and destination devices can share your data, can exchange your files. Whatever they want to communicate, they can. When both devices should be what same vendor, like Apple device only. So because of like Apple company itself is being developed one protocol called Apple Talk. So by using Apple Talk, Apple devices can share the data. So this Apple Talk can work in only Apple devices. So I'm talking about initial when your network is being started, a computer is being developed at that moment. Like companies are developing own protocols, own languages to communicate each other. Similarly, novel companies being manufacture devices. Novel company. So novel company itself is being developed one protocol called IPX, Internet Protocol Exchange. So by using IPX, like novel device only can be communicate. Like a Microsoft is also has been manufactured. So Microsoft to Microsoft, Microsoft itself is developed NetBIOS. So by using NetBIOS, they can exchange. So this is what happening in early days, like initial days, guys. So what about now? So nowadays, Pradeep, are you using which device? Vendor. I'm asking about vendor. Are you using Apple? Maybe HP. Anand, are you using which device?
Apple.
Dell.
Apple.
Apple. Okay. So here, like any vendor to any vendor nowadays can communicate, right? Like if you talk about a mobile market, in the mobile market in internationally, there are so many vendors is available. Even if you take a laptops or desktops and computers, in computer world, there are so many vendors in the market now, in international market. But when you have initial days, like Apple device only we can communicate. So Apple to Novel, no, not possible. Novel to Microsoft, no, not possible. Because of they have developed the protocols, these languages can work in only that same vendor only. But what about nowadays? Like this is my Dell laptop, and I'm connected to internet through my local service provider. I connected to internet. In internet, I can access a Google server. I can open a Yahoo page. I can access a Gmail. Like there are so many millions of websites available. I can access that, right? But I don't know how many vendors are connected to in internet. Like, can you show that like all are using a Dell? No, can be any vendors, right? So we require one standard protocol, standard language for any vendor to any vendor. Like universal language, universal standard protocol is required. So that protocol is TCP IP,
IP protocol.
Transmission Control Protocol over Internet Protocol. So TCP IP is a open standard. So TCP IP is being developed. So this TCP IP can work in any vendors, like multiple vendors. So this is a internet protocol, like throughout the world, every communication device, TCP IP package, TCP IP stack is there. So now you tell me guys, now we are data communication is possible based upon Apple Talk or IPX or NetBIOS or TCP/IP. Which protocol nowadays we are using for data communication?
TCP/IP.
TCP/IP. Like every vendor, TCP/IP is there. Even the Apple phone, TCP/IP is there. Even Nobel device, in the Microsoft device, in the Dell, like any applications, like how install the Windows micro, like a Windows 10, Windows 7, any software, any OS or Linux, any application, like any software, we can get what? TCP/IP stack. So how this TCP/IP is working? Like how TCP is sending the data communication. To understand the TCP/IP behavior, we have one organization, one international organization in 1984, ISO, International Standardization. ISO is being developed on a reference model, which is OSI reference model. Open system interconnect. So interconnect means what? Number of devices are connected. So which type of devices? Open system. So open system means like any vendor to any vendor has been interconnected. So not like Apple to Apple, Novel to Novel, like Microsoft to Microsoft only. So open system is what? It can be any vendor. So open number of open systems are interconnected. That is OSI. So OSI is being developed for what purpose? Is a how TCP/IP is working to reference purpose. We understand what OSI model. Okay. So in 1984, OSI was developed by International Organization for Standardization. It's a layered architecture, consists of 7 layers. Like each layer has set of rules, set of functions is it. So each layer defines set of functions which take part in the data communication. Let's see now what are the 7 layers in OSI. The top layer in the OSI is application layer, presentation, session, transport, network, data link layer, and physical layer. Layer 1 is physical, layer 2 is data link, layer 3 like this. And top 3 layers, which is application, presentation, and session. So top 3 layers we call software layers or user support layers. And bottom 3 layers we call hardware layers or network support layers. The transport layer is a core layer of OSI. This is complete structure of OSI. So let me discuss each and every layer and its functions. So means here from one user to another user, say source device and destination device. How data communication has been happening is from source to destination. Data communication is happening in 7 layers. So OSI is telling you 7 layers. So OSI reference model is explaining about like data communication is happening in a 7 layers. Like the top one is a application, presentation, session, transport, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. So first one is application layer responsibilities. So what is the use of application layer? So what application layer responsibilities is generally as a users, why we use computers? to send a mail, to send a file, to receive a file, to downloads, to uploads. No, even web services. What are the web services like net banking? No. So as a user, why do required computers is to utilize our services, to interact with our services. Like what type of services we can use with the computers? Like you want to use a web services, like www.yahoo.com, web services. So whenever as a user, if you want to using a web services in the backend, some protocol will come in the picture. For web services, the protocol is what? HTTP protocol. For all web services, HTTP will work in the backend. Hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP or HTTPS. So these are the web services, right? Now, as a user, when you are downloading a file or uploading a file, you're doing some downloads and uploads. Yes, we know that how to send a file, how to receive a file, but in the backend, how the file is being forwarding to destination, how it is receiving. In the backend, some respect to protocol has been working, that is FTP, file transfer protocol. So we know very well how to send a emails, right? So different mails we have, and we know how to send it and how to receive, how to check it out. Like we know that, right? But how the mails is been sending and receiving, how the backend, which protocol has been involved?
POP3.
So which protocol is a responsibility of is taking care about the mails is? Yeah, POP3 is there, IMAP is there. Commonly SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So based upon your services, we have a respective protocols is there, guys. HTTP, FTP, HTTP for web services, FTP for downloads and uploads, file transfer protocol, SMTP for mail services. And if you want to take a remote login from one side, from one location, you want to remote login. Example, like customer is in a like one pharma company in Hyderabad outskirts. In Hyderabad outskirts is there is a pharma company. There equipment is there, routers, switches, firewalls. Complete equipment is in the customer location, right? In the pharma company. Now, as a network engineer, you are in the city. You are in the city. So here you have office. So you come to office, right? So from office, you want to take a login, your customer router, your customer switch, your customer firewall, remote login. So then we require service called telnet. So every day we used to work in the office only. Like maybe sometimes, like completely, if you are not able to take a remote login, then so as an engineer, so we need to go for customer location sometimes, right? Yeah. So generally for remote login, we have to use service called what? Telnet for remote login. Name services, DNS. DNS for what? Name services, domain name service. Like we used to type www.yahoo.com, but we don't know Yahoo server IP address. Gmail.com. Like we know the website name and we don't know IP address, right? So when you search with the names, like DNS will provide you IP address to respective email, respective websites. And DHCP. So these all are services. So even we have so many services, the few most important services have been listed here. HTTP, FTP, SMTP, Telnet, DNS, and DHCP. So my main point is here, as a user, how we can interact with these services. How we can interact with these services, guys. What do you mean by interaction? Example, this is my desktop here. Anyone, please give me answer here, quick answers. This is my desktop. Now, I want to browse a website. I want to open a one website. So what is the first step I want to do?
Application.
Open
Any web
which
application.
web browser you have to open, right? Yeah, open web browser and type your respective website name. Good, very good. So again, my same question is like I want to send a mail to my boss. Like then what I need to do? What is the first step?
Mail open. We have to open web services, mail web services.
So what is the initial step? What you need to do? So this is my desktop here, right? So what is the first step I want to do now? Open web browser first, right? Open the Google Chrome or any different type of applications we have now. Internet Explorer, web browsers. Like the first step is what? Open the web browser. Okay, so I want to download any file. Same thing, right? Yes. So as a user to open any web services or any downloads or any mails, like user to interact with any services, it can be application services, it can be network services. So what is the first step? What we need to do? Open the web browser. Yes, all of you, please tell me. Without this web browser, so web browser is not there. Now, as a user, can I interact with the HTTP service? Can I download the files? Can I send the mails? Is it possible, guys? What do you say? If there is no web browser, is it possible?
No.
No. See, basically we have a browser. Through a browser, we are interacting with the services. But nowadays we have applications there. You have the net banking. Yes, so respective bank and their application is there. So directly we'll open that app and we'll log in. Even the mail also, Gmail app is there, right? So for every services, we have the respective applications there. So even application is also there, right? So what is the main responsibility of application is application layer is a interface. So this application is a interface between the user to interact with services. So user are interacting the services through what? Web browser. So web browser is the best example of application. You got the point, guys? So what are the applications is available in a mobile phone? Apps is there, right? WhatsApp, whatever the apps is there. Facebook app, Gmail app, any applications. So what is the responsibility of applications? I'm a user, you are a user. So user, how we are interacting with your WhatsApp. Through WhatsApp, you are sending a message, whatever during live. So that application is
is the
interface
interface in between user and server.
services. Exactly. Yes, very good, Shiva. Simple guys, simple thing. So application layer is the interface between the user to interact with services. Like operating system is also interface. NIC is also interface. So OS, operating system is interface for what?
Interface.
Yeah, interface for what?
To communicate with hardware devices.
User to hardware components, right? Yes, Mahesh. Like OS, operating system is interface between the user to interact with hardware components. NIC is interface, network interface card. So NIC is an interface for network, means to form a network, to connect it a number of devices, NIC. So similarly, application layer is also interface. Application layer is interface for what? User to interact with services. Is it clear, guys? About application layer? It is responsible for providing an interface for the users to interact with application services or network services. The best example is web browser. So very important, simple point is you need to remember it is responsible for providing an interface for the users to interact with services. Simple, that's it. Okay, now user want to interact with a web services. What is the protocol is working in the backend for web services? What is the protocol? HTTP.
TCP,
Yeah, for downloads and uploads the files, then what is the protocol?
FTP,
FTP. For mails,
SMTP,
SMTP.
SMTP. For remote login,
Telnet.
Telnet. Yes. For name services,
DNS,
DNS. So as a user, we know the names. As a user, we can understand the names. HTTP for web service, FTP for downloads, and SMTP for mails. So as a user, we can understand the names, right? But how your device, how your machine can understand, your user request is a FTP, your user request is SMTP, or remote login, how your machine can understand? Based upon numbers. So that numbers we called port numbers. Names for user identification, numbers for device identification. So every service is being identified the numbers called what? Port numbers. Logical numbers, not the physical ports. Like example, HTTP port number 80, FTP port number 21,
21.
SMTP port number 25, Telnet port number 23, DNS port number 53, DHCP port number 67 and 68. So these all are services and respective port numbers. So device will understand the numbers, port numbers, FTP. So when you are doing the downloads and uploads, now your device can understand. Okay, user request is 21. When you're sending a mail, we know SMTP will work, but how device can understand? 25. 25 means what? Mail. 23 means what? Remote login, like this. So like we have so many services here and port numbers. Where you can get these all the services and port numbers is from your computer. So you can open your C drive, Windows folder, System 32, drivers, PC, and here we have what? Services. Right click on that, open with Notepad. This file contains port numbers for well-known services defined by IANA. And what is the format? First one, here service name and the port number. And the services belongs to which protocol? An alias name. Let me check example. FTP. Port number 21. So FTP will works under protocol is TCP. Next, Telnet. Port number 23 comes under TCP. For what purpose? Remote login protocol. And again, SMTP 25 works under TCP. For what purpose? Mail purpose. Simple mail transfer protocol. Like HTTP, port number 80. It's World Wide Web, web services. comes under TCP. Like these all are port numbers. All port number services and port numbers. Okay. This is the path. C, Windows, System32, drivers, etc. Is it clear for everyone about the application layer? So data flowing from application layer. Next layer is what? Presentation. Any doubts on application layer?
No, sir.
Very good. Now, presentation layer is the responsibility of providing standard format to the data. So whatever data you are sharing to your friend, what presentation layer will do? It's providing standard format. Like generally, we can share text files, we can share audio files, we can share video files, we can share images, like any type of files we can share, right? So presentation layer is the responsibility of providing standard format.
But it's working on.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah,
Like
but it's working
whatever
on.
you have a original
But it's
files.
working when I'm going to.
We can send text files, right? Means from your computer, mobile phone, you have a text files. Or we can share image files, audio, or video files also we can share. But what presentation we will do, based upon type of data which we have sending, the original files, it's been converted to standard format. If you're sending a text to your friend, what presentation we will do? We'll provide a standard format. What is the standard format of text files? .txt. For images,
JPG.
yeah, .jpg. Audio files,
MP3.
.mp3. Video files,
MP4.
.mp4. Yes. So converting from original files to standard format, this process we call encoding. The presentation layer responsibility is what it's doing is what? Encoding the data. What do you mean encoding? Converting from original files to standard format. So based upon type of data which we are sharing, based upon your type of data, presentation layer provide what? Standard format. For every data we have standard format is there. Like back to our previous example, here from source device, it's Pradeep device to on the device. Like Pradeep is sending some hi, hello friend. Hi, hello. It's a text file, right? This is original file. Like because of here we have what is information exactly. This information is what here hi is there, hello is there, right? This is your original. And to send this information, so initially you required what an application is required through WhatsApp or Facebook, any media, any interface is required. Okay, through application, you are sending a text. Then what your presentation will do? This your original file is being converted to standard format is a .txt. So .txt file is moving on to your destination computer. The destination device also, which protocol is there? TCP IP is there, right? Now here Anand is there. Anand, can you understand .txt file? No. So generally we cannot understand .txt file, right? Then what your TCP IP your device will do here? Whatever .txt
Yeah,
file is being
what is
received,
happening?
that
I'm
file is
checking
being
videos
again
and folders.
converted to original file. So in the source side, original file is converted to standard format. In destination side, standard format is converted to original file. So this process is what we call encoding and decoding. So encoding and decoding is the responsibility of which layer? Is presentation layer. Okay. Not only encoding and decoding, presentation layer will do encryption and decryption also. Encryption and decryption. What is encryption?
Protecting.
Converting from normal text to ciphertext. Converting from normal text to ciphertext is encryption. Example. Says my mobile phone or laptop. Generally, how we can get internet? So device is connected to your local Wi-Fi device through wide or wireless, whatever you can connect. And we can get one link from your service provider, internet cable. And service providers are connected to internet. And internet, your respective server is connected. Example, fb.com. Net banking, bank servers, some examples. Internet is a public network, public domain. Okay. The point is, as a user, now I want to open my net banking page. Tell me the process for the first step I have to do. What I need to do, guys? As a user, I want to open my net banking. Open?
Web browser.
Open a web browser. So open a web browser means which layer will come in the picture?
Application layer.
Application layer. Okay. After opening the web browser, then what we need to do? So type your bank website name, right? The browser, something hdfc.com. Now what your bank will do, you'll ask the user codes, your credentials, username, and your passcode. You ask the username and passcode. So whenever if you type www dot, the backend protocol for all web service, what is the protocol backend is working? HTTP or HTTPS. So what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? S is the difference, right?
Secured.
Security.
Securing. Okay. Okay. Why HTTP is not secured? Why HTTPS is secured? Let me explain. Like I have opened my hdfc.com, the bank website, by using HTTP server. I mean HTTP service. So I'm using HTTP now. It's asking a username and passcode, and let me type my username. Username is BALU. The passcode is B1A2L3U4. This is my passcode for HDFC and username. Don't try it, guys. It's just for example only. Huh? Please don't try it. Okay. See here. When I have entered my username and passcode, this is a normal text. A plain text I have entered. And I have login because of all of my credentials is okay. And I got my login page. And I'm doing some transactions. And I'm checking my previous transaction history, everything. So what is the interaction here from user computer to my local Wi-Fi router to local service provider to internet, internet to net banking web server, and give the reply. This is the interaction, right? So it means entire communication is going via public network. Public users are connected in the net. Means your hackers are connected there, attackers are connected there, right? So what the people will do? So they can capture your traffic and open that. Now that persons can come to know what is exactly my username and what is my passcode and what is my transactions. Everything is in clear text. Everything is in entire communication is the normal text, clear text. You know why? Because of we are using which services here? HTTP. So HTTP will send the data, complete data. When you have entered hdfc.com and when you are going to close that web browser, in between every complete communication is sent as a plain text, clear text. That is why HTTP is not secure. If it's a clear text, like everyone can capture it and they can come to know what is our usernames and passcode and everything is. But if you use HTTPS, unless you are observing, like when you are visiting any websites, have you seen HTTPS or HTTP? If it's HTTPS, you'll get in a green color. Okay.
Yeah, and there is a log symbol as well.
Yes, exactly. So that always we need to be checked. In your regular browsing also, in a normal day, normally in your regular life, when you are doing some browsing, so always we have to verify HTTP or HTTPS. If it's a HTTP, you don't provide your personal details because it's not secured. If it's HTTPS, then you can trust it actually, you know. Of course, almost all websites are HTTPS only nowadays, but still what some hackers will do, they'll design HTTP, same like a hdfc.com page. So we are in the hurry. So what generally we'll do, the page which are showing there, so the same page we can get actually, same logo, same font, everything, complete cloned. But there are HTTPs, there is HTTPs there actually. That generally we don't observe, right? So we're in the hurry, we enter the username and passcode, everything is entered and submit. We don't open that, the website will not open, but that person will got username and passcode. Okay, so we have to verify always in the regular is also HTTP or HTTP, yes. So how HTTPS is secured? What HTTP will do? HTTPS will do. This HTTPS is going to do is what? Converting normal text to ciphertext. Whatever you're providing in normal text, your username and your passcodes, completely we used to provide what? Normal text, right? That normal text is being converted to what? Ciphertext. So this process we call encryption. In destination side, decryption. These are responsibilities of presentation layer. So your presentation layer will take care about encoding and decoding. Your normal original files are being converted to standard format. Your normal text is being converted to ciphertext. Encoding and decoding, encryption and decryption, and data compression. Reducing the file size. Like you are sending a 500 MB file size. It's been compressed. Reduce the file size. Then sending to internet. If it's not reduced, so then you want to send a 5 GB data file. So more space and more bandwidth is being utilized. It's not a faster communication. So for fast communication purpose, to minimize the wastage of bandwidth, so what presentation layer will do? Will compress the data and send it to the internet. These all are responsibilities of presentation layer. The single point we can say it is responsible for defining standard format to the data. The data presentation is encoding and decoding, encryption and decryption. And we have some examples here, formats of text format, voice and video formats. Encryption and decryption, data compression and decompression. It's clear, guys? Okay. Yeah. So data flowing from application to presentation, presentation to session layer. What is the session layer responsibilities? Here's a user computer. All of you, do you have the Gmails? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Have a Gmail account. Okay. So consider this a Gmail server. Facebook IDs. Yeah, we are in Facebook.
Yes.
Okay. The Facebook server. Of course, we have net banking also. Yeah. And your inbox, your mails, sent mails, inbox, all the mails are in Gmail server or in mobile phone. Where the mails will be available?
Gmail, sir.
In the server, right? So every Gmail ID, there will be 5 GB data, like 5 GB is there, space is there. Then you can use it, right? So all the mails we can store in a Gmail server. Okay. In Facebook, like your postings and your comments and your blogs, like all information will be stored in Facebook server or in mobile phone.
Server.
In Facebook server, right? Yeah. And the bank transactions, your bank balance, your bank transaction, your bank history, like 1 year, 2 years history, like is all the information will be stored in the bank server or in your mobile phone.
Server.
Bank servers. Yes. But as a user, how we can interact with your Facebook server? Like you want to posting a one post. Then tell me the process, guys. Tell me. First step, what we're going to do. Yes, please.
Yeah, first we need to access the Facebook site with our credentials.
No, first initial step.
Open
the web browser.
Open the web browser. Perfect. Open the web browser means which layer will come in the picture?
Application.
Application layer.
Layer. Okay. Have opened the web browser. Next.
Then type the website name.
And type the website name.
in presentation.
Facebook.com. And what your Facebook.com will ask you username and your password, like credentials. So once you have entered the credentials, we have entered the credentials in normal text, right?
Yeah.
So the normal text has been converted to ciphertext. Then which layer will take care about that?
Presentation.
Presentation layer.
Presentation layer.
So once you have entered your proper credentials, then interaction is being started between the user and Facebook server. So now we are not in your PC. Now we are inside the Facebook server. A session is being established between the user and a Facebook server. So the very best example is now we are not in your computers. Now we are not in your mobile phones. Now we are all are in where we are in now.
WebEx server.
WebEx server. Exactly. So means from your computer or your mobile phone, an interaction, a session is being established between your PC to WebEx server by 8 o'clock, right? But till a session is being maintained, your WebEx server session is being maintained. So after logging the Facebook server and you're posting and your comments, you're doing something. So means your session is being maintained. Like how long you're spending inside the Facebook server, your session is being what? Maintained. So once your work is done, then what we'll do, we'll log out. I mean, once your meeting is been completed and we end the meeting, right? So once you end the meeting, then your session is being terminated. So the three things for any website, three things has been happening, guys. Even in the search engine also, you want to search from the some information in the Google, then what we used to do? www.google.com. Then your PC and Google server session has been established. Interaction is started. So you're searching some information about some general information. Your session is being maintained. So once you got information, you close it, right? Terminate it. So same like if for any website and any application, so generally three things will be happen: a session establishment, session maintenance, and session terminated. The three things is being taken care about by session layer. So session layer is the responsibility of establishing the sessions to the respective website. You open the Gmail, open it, interaction is started. And you have opened the WebEx server. Yes, like on internet, like any website you have opened, session layer will take care about that. Establishing, maintaining, and terminating the sessions. So this session we call the interaction. So every session is being identified by ID, one ID called the session ID. Okay, even same like your bank website also. As a user, you open the bank and your session is being established. So some very rare, some very important cases from which mobile phone, through which MAC address, so and so person at what date, at what time, he log into bank server that is being recorded there actually. Yes, we can get that. So and so date and so and so time, you from so and so mobile address, so and so MAC address, you have entered your bank server. And how long you're inside the bank server also is everything is been recorded there. In the Facebook server, in Gmail server, every website you have visited. Maybe you will forget about that. Like after 6 months, after 1 year, you'll be forget. But your Google, like your internet will not forget you. The last year, 26th March, you have logged into Facebook server at by 9 p.m. and you're inside the Facebook server up to 30 minutes and you log out from so and so mobile MAC address. This has been recorded, guys. See, all the things is being take care about by which layer is a session layer. Okay. So it is responsible for establishing, maintaining, and terminating the sessions or interactions. It's clear? Now
Just
data
small
is
doubt.
flowing. Yes, please.
For example, the session is started only when you are logging our credentials, right?
Yeah.
But when coming to our mobile apps, when we log in Facebook app, but we don't log it out regular, just minimize our app and continuing our work daily.
Yes.
Still the session is continuing or terminated.
No, terminated.
Okay.
The session is terminated. When you minimize also, automatic session is out. We don't need to be terminated actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So application, data flowing is interface, presentation layer, providing a formats, session layers take care about the sessions. So these things is done, right? So successfully, clearly we discussed top 3 layers, which we call the software or user support layers. Is application, presentation, and session. Any doubts about for top 3 layers? So in the top 3 layer, your data is being not transmitted, guys. Data is not delivered from your computer like Pradeep is sending a hello to Anand. Hi, hello. This text is being not been transmitted actually. Where in top 3 layers? The top 3 layers, your data is not being sent. Then what is the responsibility of application? Is interface. You need one app to send that information. And what presentation will do is providing the format. Here's text. We'll send as a .txt. It's the images .jpg. The session is interaction has been established, but data delivery is possible how? Means data is transportation is how? That is a responsibility of which layer is a transport. The name itself is telling is what transport. So transport layer is a more very important and core layer of OSI. It's the heart of OSI. It has very major responsibilities and very major mechanism is there for transport layer. You know what things transport layer will take care about? Main point is data delivery mechanism is possible in transport layer. Between the host, so transport layer provides the data delivery mechanism between the applications in the network. And the major functions, what are the major functions of transport layer is identifying service, multiplexing and demultiplexing, segmentation, sequencing and reassembling, error correction, flow control. Is all the things are taken care about by transport layer. Okay, guys. So transport layer is the responsibility of these all the things, guys. Okay. Let's see one by one. First one. Identifying service. What is identifying service? Tell me some services. HTTP,
HTTP, SMTP, FTP,
HTTPS, FTP, okay. SMTP, okay.
SMTP,
DNS,
DNS, DHCP.
HTTP, right. There's so many services. These all services majorly comes under 2 protocols. These are services, then protocols. So protocols is TCP and UDP. Transmission Control Protocol, User Datagram Protocol. So some services will work under TCP, some services will work under UDP. Like HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SMTP, these all are TCP protocol services. DNS, DHCP, TFTP, these all are UDP protocol services. Then what transport layer will do? So transport layer is the responsibility of identifying service. So means which service comes under which protocol is going to identify it. Okay, it's identified. Then what is the use of? What is the purpose of identification? So that is a very, very important point in entire our in TCP IP. The thing is, what is the differences between TCP and UDP? This question you can get in a number of times in interviews. TCP, UDP differences.
TCP, there is acknowledgement for the data we transfer. In UDP, which we don't have.
Very good. Yeah, let's can see this one. Protocols which take care of data transportation at transport layer are TCP and UDP. What is the point means? Protocols which takes care of data transportation. So data transportation is taken care about by TCP and UDP. So by using TCP, we can send the data, and by using UDP also we can send the data, guys. Both are transport layer protocols only. So both protocol designed for transmission purpose, but how the behavior is the different. How TCP behaves, transmission control protocol is connection oriented. But UDP, use datagram protocol, is connectionless. What do you mean by connection oriented? What do you mean by connectionless? Connection oriented is wired. Connectionless is wireless. Is it? No, that's 100% wrong. It's not like that, guys. Don't think connection oriented means wired. Connectionless is wireless. It's not at all like that. Then what is connection oriented? So connection oriented means supports acknowledgements. No support for acknowledgement. So connection oriented means a communication is a reliable communication, unreliable communication. So TCP supports for acknowledgement and UDP is what? No support for acknowledgement. Let me explain detailedly. So what is acknowledgement and no acknowledgement is. Here have two computers, host A and host B. Okay. Host A and host B. So host A is Pradeep. Your device is a host A. Host B is Anand device. All of you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now Pradeep is sending some data to Anand. I repeat. So Pradeep want to send some data to Anand. Then who is the source and who is the destination? I mean, which device is the source device and which one is the destination device?
Pradeep is source. Destination is Anand.
Good. So host A is a source device and host B is what? Destination device, right? Then what do you mean by source and what do you mean by destination? From where request is being started, data is initiated, data is started, that is a source device, and where it's reached and where the request is ends, that is a destination device, right? So host A sending the data means in host A data is being started. Is a data topic, data packet. It can be text also, it can be audio also, it can be anything. Data has been started. This data transportation has been possible with the help of which protocol? A protocol which takes care of data transportation, which protocols? TCP and UDP. So to data transportation purpose, either you can use TCP also, either you can use what? UDP also. Both any one you can use. First example, TCP. I'm using TCP to send the data packet. If we use TCP, then what TCP behavior is? Directly the data will not send to host B. Will not sending the data packet. Why? I'll tell you one thing. Commonly, general example, guys. In normal your telephone conversations, your mobile phone conversations, generally, after answering a mobile phone, what is the first word we say?
Hello.
Hello. Why?
To acknowledge or
Okay, you have answered and you are saying hello. What other persons will do? Other person will do again? Same thing, right? Hello.
response.
Yeah. Once both persons will send hello, then conversation, actual conversation will be started, right? But initially, what they will exchange hellos. Nothing is there in hello. It's dummy packet, right? But generally they will exchange what? Hello, hello. For what? What is the main purpose they are doing like that?
Handshaking.
Confirmation for communication between them.
Yeah, what is the purpose it what? The main thing is the connection, is it clear or not?
It's clear.
They are checking the each other, right? The connection, is it clear or not? Then other person can enable, can the other person can hear me not? They're going to check that actually. That this person also is saying what? Hello, hello. After that, yes, I can hear you. Yes, you can hear me. Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, we'll start the conversation. So it means they are making sure that before exchanging original actual data, they are making sure that connection is clear or not. So if we do like that, then what is the use of, what is the advantage of that? Yeah, if we use the hellos initially in the phone telephone conversation, what is the advantage wise, please?
We both are in connection.
No, what is the advantage?
They are acknowledging each other. They can.
The
Okay,
data is for sure it is going to reach the other destination.
exactly. That is the main advantage. It says that so data will be confirmed, like data delivery mechanism, like data is go 100% reaching. Means there is no chance for data loss. There is no chance for what? Data loss. So again, in initially hello conversation is being started and exchanging the data. They're okay, but in the middle again, some voice is been dropping. Again, what people will do? Again, hello, hello. Yeah, yeah,
Repeat.
yeah. Repeat once again. So data, there is no chance for loss here. The same thing TCP also will do for data communication. For voice communication, as a people, we have using one mechanism called hello packets, hello mechanism. But in your devices for data communication purpose uses TCP protocol. What TCP will do? See in the left side I have the listed. Host A sends a TCP synchronized packet to host B. So host A is a source, is sending one dummy packet, which is synchronized packet. Hello host B, I want to send some data. Can you able to receive it? So for that is sending one message called what? Synchronized packet. Now what host B will do? Yes, I can able to receive your packet. You can send me. Is given the reply with synchronized acknowledgement, SYNAC. So host B sends SYNAC, synchronized acknowledgement. Again, host A will send one more packet called acknowledgement. So thanks for your update. Thanks for your reply. Acknowledgement. So after the 3 packets has been exchanged, so this process we call TCP three-way handshake process. Three-way handshake process, TCP three-way handshake process, synchronized acknowledgement and acknowledgement. After doing these things, then what happened between the host A and host B? Connection is established. Now between the host A and host B, connection is been established, then data is being transmitted. So after connection is established, now if we send a data, do you have any data loss, guys? No data loss. So that is why we call it is a connection oriented. Now host A and host B are connection oriented and supports acknowledgement. And the communication, what type of communication is in TCP? Communication is what? Reliable, no data loss. There is no chance for data loss. Complete data is what? Reliable communication. So TCP protocol uses three-way handshake process for reliable communication. If we use UDP, in UDP, no three-way handshake process, no acknowledgement. Is the point here. Connectionless, no support for acknowledgement. We want to send the data, straight away directly send it the data.
Current.
No synchronized, no three-way handshake process, no established, nothing. Want to send it the data packet. But UDP also can support for data delivery mechanism. But how the behavior? No acknowledgement, nothing. I'll straight away send the data packet. So what type of communication in UDP? Communication is unreliable. But TCP communication is what? Reliable. So compared to TCP and UDP, slower data transportation. TCP. UDP is what? Faster data transportation. So which protocol in real time do you use, guys? We use TCP or we use UDP?
For data, we use the TCP, and for voice, we use UDP. Voice and video.
Okay.
Depends on data transmission.
Yes. So we use both protocols in the real time actually. Then where we use TCP and where we use UDP means the best example. UDP is, say, if you have any video calls, video conference. In the video conference, what type of communication do you require? You require reliable, slower data conversation or fast data transportation. In video conference, what type of communication required? Slow or fast?
Faster.
Fast. If any live streaming has been happening, slow or fast? Fast communication, which one required? Fast communication is required. So where we use fast communication is required, then you can use UDP. And where do you need exactly like a reliable communication purpose? We need to use what? TCP. You're sending a mail. You're sending some letter, right? The mail is what? Something message. When you're sending a mail, then what type of communication required, guys? Fast communication or reliable communication?
Reliable.
Reliable. That is why SMTP is TCP protocol. You're sending some file or you're downloading some file. They require reliable communication or faster communication?
Reliable.
Reliable. Complete file has to be downloaded. So a few examples of TCP and UDP. Is it clear now? What is the differences between TCP and UDP? So that is taken about by transport layer. So what transport layer will do? Identifying service. If the user request is a FTP, Then what transport layer will do? Oh, FTP comes under TCP. Then transport layer will started sending what? Three-way handshake process, connection oriented, acknowledgement, reliable communication. If user request is a DNS, then what transport will do? Will identify service. Oh, DNS is comes under UDP. Then no three-way handshake process. Fastly they can communicate. Fast data transportation. So these things are taken care about by transport layer. Next point is multiplexing and demultiplexing. Multiplex. What do you mean by multiplex?
Mixing.
Multiplex. PVR, IMAX. Yes? No? Yeah. See, generally people will call the same thing now, multiplex, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then why? Why we call it the multiplex actually? Because of, yeah, exactly, mixing. So what is that
Mix.
means? In one place, we have the lot of services in one place, right? Like we have the shopping malls and we have the food court and we have sports gaming is there, you know, like so many things here, and we can have the movies and you know, so there are so many things in one place. Multiplex. Then what about in technical stuff here? In technically, when I'm discussing about technically, then what do you mean by multiplex is multiple services, multiple signals through one channel is multiplex. Example, from your computer to cable, a Wi-Fi router, a Wi-Fi device to ISP, ISP to internet. In internet, HTTP server, your file server, and mail server, your bank servers, all are come to internet, right? Okay. Now from the computer as a user, I have opened the web service. Google page I have opened. www.google.com means HTTP or HTTPS. A request is being started, right? From my computer. What type of request is started now? HTTPS request is started. And I have opened one more tab. And what I'm typing is, and I'm downloading some files. I'm doing is what? Downloading some file actually from internet. When I'm downloading, then what type of protocol will come in the picture? Service is
FTP.
FTP. Okay. And I have opened one more tab. I'm sending the mail. I'm checking the mail. When which service?
SMTP.
SMTP. So can we do these things in one time? Yes, multiple services you can do, right? So means
Yes.
from my computer, how many services being generated? Here 3 services being generated, right? Like HTTPS, FTP, and SMTP. So do we have a separate internet cables for FTP? So do you have a separate
No.
internet cable for FTP or SMTP or HTTP? No, right? So do you have a separate internet cable for only for WebEx, only for CCNA classes? Do you have any separate cable, guys? No. So multiple services, any services, multiple signals is going to internet through only one channel, only one cable, only one channel. So how is possible? Your transport layer will take care about it. So from user computer, what user will do? User will generate multiple requests, multiple services. They are mailing or downloading and uploading, and they are doing some browsing and their net banking. The multiple services being generated. Is all multiple services been combining and sending through one channel, which is taken about by transport layer, so that we call multiplexing, muxing. This is all the request will come to internet. Now internet will do what? Internet also TCP IP is here. So what this protocol will do here again? Okay, HTTPS request to HTTPS server. FTP request to FTP server, SMTP request to SMTP server is distributing the respective servers to respective servers. Means demuxing, demultiplexing. The source side is combining multiple services and sending through one channel, and from that one channel again redistributing, like distributing to respective servers, called demuxing. So both are taken care about by transport layer, guys. It's clear? Multiplexing and demultiplexing. Yes. Right. Next point is segmentation. So what do you mean by segmentation?
Breaking down.
Breaking. Why you need to be break down?
Because we have clubbed everything.
Okay. It's not exactly. I'll tell you what is segmentation. Segmentation is breaking. Okay, good. But why a breaking is required means. So from a few sessions back, we have started basic requirements to form a network, right? So what is the first component we require to form a network? What is the
NIC.
first component we discussed?
NIC.
NIC. Okay. So Mr. Like Mr. Pradeep device, and Anand device, they're connected through NIC cards, right? Yeah, Pradeep, can you hear me? Anand? Anyone,
Yes.
please reply me.
Yes.
Yeah, Pradeep can send 5 MB file to Anand through internet.
Yes.
Yes. 50 MB file, can you share?
It will take some time. Yes.
What is possible or not? Yes.
Yes.
5 GB file you can share? Yes, of
Nowadays,
course.
yes.
Yes,
Nowadays it
nowadays.
is possible.
Yes, nowadays it's possible. Exactly. Right. Because of we have so many applications is being developed for
Yeah.
higher data, higher big size files we want to say. You have some many applications here, mega apps is here, right? Yes. But the main point what we understand here it is, it can be 5 MB file or 50 MB file or 5 GB file is going to NIC, NIS2 media, right? What do you say, guys?
True.
So first we will hit to it NIC, NIC2 because of NIC's interface. So any data it's going to NIC, but here NIC is telling is that maximum transmission units, MTU, maximum transmission means maximum packet length is 1500 bytes. 1500 bytes only. So NIC maximum transmission the data says what 1500 bytes. Then how you can send 5 MB file? It's not possible. Then how we can share 50 MB and 5 GB? So minimum at least 5 MB file is also is not possible to share because of NIC telling is what I can send maximum is what 1500 bytes only. Means 1.1 to 1.5 KB file only can send it. But as you said, nowadays we can share 5 MB, 50 MB, 5 GB also you can able to share nowadays, right? But how it is possible? Yes, of course we can share nowadays. But how is
Breaking.
possible means, yes, exactly. That breaking which is taken about by transport layer. See, transport layer is taking care about a lot of things. The first thing is what is identifying a service like TCP and UDP and the TCP three-way handshake process and faster communication. So these things are taken care about by transport layer. So not only that, like multiple signals, multiple services been combining and sending through one channel, multiplexing and demultiplexing is taken about by transport layer. Not only the two things, now again, transport layer is telling is that Okay, Pradeep, you don't worry. You can send 5 MB or 50 MB, 5 GB, whatever you want to share, you can share it. I'll take care about it. So who is telling that? Transport is telling is that you no problem user, you send any type of data, I will the responsibility. I will take care about that file to send it to Anand. Transport layer will come in the picture now. Now what transport layer will do? So NIC is telling is that my maximum transmitted size is 1500 bytes, but user is sending 5 MB or 50 MB or 5 GB means your 5 MB file is being divided into smaller chunks, like smaller segments. So it's going to transport layer is going to making sure that each segment size is a like 1490 bytes, like 1499 bytes, like below 1500 bytes. So each segment is being divided into what? 1500 bytes, 1500 bytes. If it's been divided now, your NIC can support now? Yes, your NIC can
Yes,
support it
yes,
now.
yes.
So now your NIC can support if NIC is a Ethernet. These segments is being transmitted with 10 Mbps speed. If it is a fast Ethernet, these segments is being transmitted with 100 Mbps
100
speed,
MB.
like that actually. Okay. For Ethernet, fast Ethernet, gigabit Ethernet, like any type of NIC, MTU size is 1500 bytes. But data transportation, how the data transportation speed is at 10 Mbps, 100 Mbps and 1000 Mbps, like that. So dividing a large amount of data into smaller segments, we call it is a segmentation. Okay. Is it clear now why segmentation is required? Let's again have some small example is there. You can see here two computers. One is a host A and host B. The host A want to send some data to host B. The data is this one. Hello, how are you? Consider this hello, how are you message, complete message is a 5 MB file size. If it's a 5 MB, your NIC CAD can support such a 5 MB file size? No, it doesn't support. Then what transport layer will do? So transport layer is going to taking care about that, divide to smaller segments. Hello is one segment. Not exactly hello one segment, how one segment. Only for example, I'm telling you that it's dividing something actually. Each segment is taking care about by what 1500 bytes. Like it's been divided. Segmentation is done. So one segmentation is done. Now your NIC can support, guys. Yes, it can support. Now data is being transported. But again, the main problem is R will go first. Next hello will go. After how will go. After you, after question mark. It is segmented. But how the pattern, how the process is been. So we cannot define that. Once it's divided and data is being started to sending. You will go maybe fast and how will go maybe fast after this. So they'll receive like that actually. Do you have any proper meaning here now? No.
No.
But whatever you are sending a text from your to your friend, the same thing we are receiving, right? Nowadays. Yes. So how again transport layer will take care about that. Each segment is providing some numbers. Sequencing, we call it is what? Sequence numbers. Your first segment out of 5, your second segment out of 5, third segment, fourth segment, fifth segment. Like every segmentation is doing this, you're dividing, right? After dividing that, is providing a sequence number. So now numbers is there, no problem. Even data is going to misorder also, no problem yes here. Why? Sequence numbers is there. Based upon the sequence numbers, like destination device TCP IP will take care about for reassembling. First segment comes first. Second segment second. Third one, fourth one, fifth one. Yes, we have the proper meaning now. The same thing is been happening in the real time also when you are sending a text or when you are sending images or when you are sharing a video, like an entire data communication overall, like in universal wise, you are sharing any data, the same method is going on, guys. You're sending a one image. It's been divided into 1500 bytes. Image is divided, audio is divided, video is divided, everything is being divided. So 30 minutes video you're sharing, what happened? That one, it's been divided into 1500 bytes, 1500 bytes. And sequencing, reassembling, and the destination side is going to there. Reassembling, again, 30 minutes video they can receive. Same like images also. So these are about segmentation and sequencing and reassembling. After segmentation, what transporter will do? Sequencing and reassembling. It's clear? The next point is error correction. What is error correction? Like how many segments is being transmitted, how many segments is being dropped. Like any segment has more than 1500 bytes, it has to be correction. Like any segment is going with a 1600 bytes, then your data link layer will identify it. Oh, mistakenly we got one segment 1600 bytes. Now what data link layer will do is going to identifying, yeah, we have some error, and data link layer will send to transport layer. What transport layer will do, will correct it, error correction. So you are 1600 bytes, let me correct you. 1500 bytes one segment, 100 byte another segment. That is error correction. And flow control, like controlling the flow of traffic from source device to destination device, is controlling the traffic based upon the destination capability. Receiving capability is going to control that actually. So these all are transport layer major functions we have described actually. It's clear, guys?
Manu, what is flow control?
The flow control exactly, it's windowing size. Windowing size means source, the destination devices. See, source device is sending one data packet. The destination device get reply, yes, I have received your data packet. It's sending one segment. It's sending, yeah, I have received your one segment. Okay, so you have received one segment means maybe you can receive two segments. So you're sending two segments now. And destination gives a reply, yeah, I have received your two segments. Oh, okay. So it receives two segments means like your destination can be receive more than two segments also. It's sending you four segments now. Now destination device will give, yeah, I have received your four segments. Now what source will do? Yeah, you have received so four means you can be received maybe you have more than four. It's sending 8 segments now. The destination device get reply, I have received 7 segments. I received what? 7 segments. Now what source device will do? Understand the maximum capability of receiving of destination device what? 7 segments only. Again, if you send 8, you'll send what? I have received 7 only. Means what is the maximum capability of the destination device? 7 segments. Now what source device will do? It's sending 7 segments, 7 segments, 7 segments, 7 segments. It's controlling the flow of traffic. If it is not controlling, like it's in 8 segments, it's in the 12 segments, it's setting the windowing size. That is flow control. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So it's all about transport layer, application session, application presentation session, and transport layer. Doubts?
Balu, there is a some minute doubt for me. Like what you said, sequencing and reassembling. For example, in WhatsApp, we send data we send 3 to 4 images, but the images don't receive in the same way. We receive second image first, like fourth image first. Is there any difference from devices to
No,
devices?
that is take care about by application, means WhatsApp application, how they design, that is. So TCP IP will be behavior in any machine same like that actually. But if you use in a WhatsApp, like if you sending a 10 images at one time, maybe first message will come five. It depends upon the application, the development. So how WhatsApp is being designed, it depends upon the app, not for the TCP IP.
They use proprietary protocols between WhatsApp, one device to the other device.
No, the app is being developed like that. So application, they don't have any proper sequencing, like first he selected this one and second he selected this one. So this one only have to be sent. So maybe they are not designed like that actually. So it has to be sent as 10 images, it's sending 10 images.
Okay.
That's it.
So it depends upon application as well, right?
Yes, it depends upon
Okay.
application.
Okay, got it.
Balu,
Yes, please.
in presentation, the text is converted to ciphertext for encryption.
Yeah.
Is there any possible to for hackers to break that encryption file?
Yes, of course, because like it is encrypted. So what hackers will do, they can decrypt.
Okay, even HTTPS it can decrypt by them.
Yes.
Okay.
So what type of encryption methods we are using, that is important.
Okay.
Again, encryption methods are so many encryption methods is there. MD5 encryption, MD4 encryption. There are so many algorithms is there to encrypt that. It depends upon algorithm. So some algorithms can be decryption is possible. So some algorithms cannot be decryption actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
That you will discuss in the security part.
No, that is comes in like a cyber security part. Because of is a packet level inspection, right? So we are in the core networking. In network means devices security we'll discuss here in security part.
Okay, you
Not for the
only
packet
discuss.
analyzation. Yeah, device
Okay.
security we'll discuss here actually.
Okay.
And Balu, I just missed that MTU one. What is that MTU?
Maximum transmission unit. So means
Okay.
maximum packet length. Packet maximum length is 1500 bytes for any NIC card. MTU is 1500 bytes. But when you are sending a 5 MB file, it not be supported. So transport layer will do segmentation. The device is going to making sure which segment size is 1500 bytes. Then an NIC can be transmitted is possible.
Okay, but I saw in my configuration MTU size was 9100. So is that possible? Like,
Yes, possibility is there actually. Like there are packets are different type of packets is there. We have the baby packet and jumbo packets is there. So if it's a jumbo packet, 9100 is possible actually. If it's normally baby packet is 1500 bytes. Like
So is there any like combination of multiple packets into one package and they make it as a 9100 or
No,
is kind of like
it's kind of an IC card which supported for that mechanism. One packet can have 9100 size is a depends upon an NIC and its functioning section. See, if it's a server NIC is there, it will support for very high data packet size.
yeah, my ports
Basic,
are 100 gig
yeah,
ports, so
100 gig ports. That is why it's showing the 1991.
okay,
With normally a personal computer is 1500 bytes.
okay, yeah.
And all right, so this is all about for today. So we have done with top 3 layers and core layer of OSI. And next session, let me continue with bottom 3 layers. So within 40 minutes or 1 hour, we'll finish up and we'll start introduction to routers tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.